Hello coaches, hope you're doing well. This is just a little variation of an exercise I saw recently with Michael Beale and Steven Gerrard. Please subscribe to the channel if you enjoy the work, thank you. So it was Gerrard's first day at training at Aston Villa. It's a 2v2 exercise. You can see Gerrard is getting ready to work as a neutral player. This is the setup here, so 2 reds versus 2 blues. Ball's played in, and the first player can basically choose 3 options. Can choose to keep possession and play to a red, or can look to play into a target player, a +1 who's limited to 2 touch, or can choose to dribble and play 1v1. So different options through the game allows the players to be creative, competitive, and then the bounce player up, back and through. Once a goal is scored, 2 on, 2 off on both sides, 4 new players, and the game moves quite quickly. The players love it because it is competitive, it's fast moving, quick decisions, and then the transition aspect of it as well. So this is it with Aston Villa. You can see here, that's Gerrard as a neutral. 2 touches. He's letting the other target player know. And you can see how quickly it goes. Ball served from a coach. Gerrard moving across the line, up, back and through, goal, quick transition. You can see the players moving, applying pressure. So a number of things that you can coach within that. Also works on the touch and the angles of the target player. They don't have to use the target player. And defensively as well, you work really hard both sides of the ball. This exercise I also saw with Rangers when Steven Gerrard was there with Michael Beale, so I think it's one of their favourite ones. But the difference with this one is that the goalkeepers are the +1s. You can see with the gloves on. So it's just something that maybe a variation that you could use as a coach. You could bring the goalkeepers in it and use them. Same rules apply by the looks of it. The only difference in this one, it seems, is that sometimes the players bring the ball in as well. So maybe that was a variation. Again, they don't have to use the target player. It's a good exercise to start a session, and I think that's what they try and do there. Start the session, get everyone competing, enjoying it, and getting the energy going from there. So here's a couple of different variations that you can use. Variation 1 from this here would be basically replacing the target player behind the 2. So almost as a 6. And then through the gates, so it's a dribble instead of a score into the goal. So it just changes the dynamic of angles of receiving. And again, they might now receive this facing pressure, so they have to problem solve in a different way. Another variation would be using the +2 on the outsides, giving them a little space there in yellow. And then same rules apply, so they would have to use the overload in wide areas. Again, they don't have to, but it's an option for them to use their +2 almost across the midfield. And again, it gives them different options to run ahead of the ball, underlaps. Maybe it's a give and go. Maybe it's an overload situation where they're creating a shot. There's different areas, different looks, different ideas. And you always have that transition as well. Another variation, this is one of my favourites, is putting the goals facing the other way and having an end zone. So now, again, same thing. The players have different starting spots. So they come out in a 2v2. And once they do, that player in possession can choose to find a way to get into the goals that are facing away. So the up, back and through has a different look. And you'll see here that now the player has to really work hard to get their body shape facing across. And now they have 2 goals on that end line. So it's a different problem to solve. They can solve it individually. They don't need the target player. And you'll see in this one here the transition aspect as well. You can get an overload in the final third. And then the last variation is not a 2v2+1, but it's a 2v2 plus everyone else. Just a quick game to get everyone going. You have players at different sides with your targets. And you also have outside players as well. So it could be a 30-second game, this one, where you have the Reds against the Blues. The Reds can use the target players near their goals that they're scoring on. Blues, same thing. And then the wide players alternate in colour. So maybe you go 1 touch in this or 2 touch and you keep it moving real quick. Lots of goals, lots of opportunities. See here, game moves quick. And if you keep these 30-second sets, it's a really good way to get the session moving. As always, coaches, thanks for watching, and please check out the content on modernsoccercoach.com, and also new conference for coaches, modernsoccercoach.com/shop. Thank you. Goodbye.